So all three of us were raised as Jehovah's Witnesses, and now we just don't follow that lifestyle anymore. So
I'm a black woman.
Cayentha, Virjulia. Welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, y'all, I got like 44 subscribers now. Okay?
Let's go.
Hey, let the numbers keep going up, boy. I got faith in you.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
Anyways,
I'm on your side. What
okay.
you mean?
We're trying to get you some.
Anyways, you guys.
Let's do it.
So today we're doing a very interestingly special video with my brothers. We're triplets, y'all, if y'all didn't know.
Yep, just in case. We are triplets.
We're triplets. Okay. So, anyways, this is
Binky
and
Charles.
not really their real names, y'all.
hey, that's half. Half of.
Okay. So, who wants to let them know what we're doing today?
You.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So today.
What?
Today's video, we are going to be sharing with you guys about how we used to be Jehovah's Witnesses.
Can you believe that?
Well, yeah.
I mean,
he rigged the system, and I'm sure they'll catch up to it.
Yeah. So, okay, you guys. So, I've been wanting to do this video for quite a minute, but I honestly didn't know like what to say or what you guys wanted to know. So I decided to bring my brothers on so we can just talk about this together. So I asked my Facebook friends what y'all thought I should talk about in this video, and I got like a list of pretty good suggestions. And one of the first things
I didn't get a copy of.
Neither did I.
Well, it's on my
The cuff,
phone.
like, all right.
Anyways.
It's cool.
Anyways, so one of the first questions was, what are the rules and regulations, quote unquote, so to speak, of being a Jehovah's Witness? Which basically translates to, if you like are used to Jehovah's Witnesses or have ever been one, basically translates to what allows one to like identify as a Jehovah's Witness. So who wants to answer that?
Well, first off, you gotta be baptized technically, but there's different levels and steps to getting baptized. Pretty much. And that can happen at any given moment because
You could be 8, you could be 9.
right, most parents push it on you. You get what I'm saying? That's what they want for you. You don't get to pick. You don't get to choose. You know, your decision's already been made for you because they were witnesses and were born into this religion. So it's like we gotta go by this thing. We can't make our own decisions. At least so to say.
When you're 8, 9 years old, like, what do you think about, like, what makes your parents happy, right? And we're not saying our parents were bad parents whatsoever, but like, it was just like when it came to that, that's their life, you know what I mean? So we had to live that. Like, to kind of get to being baptized, like, what are the steps that you have to do before we actually get to that point? What's the first step?
Step 1, attend the meetings.
And back in the day, it was 3 times a week.
At least when we were growing up,
that was 3 times
a week.
Oh, it was.
And
Yep.
I was
So,
like a baby though.
Mm-hmm.
So I was 8, you were 7.
Yeah.
So
I was 3.
One of those days was on the weekend. Two of those days was on a weekday.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'd have.
But there was field service on Saturday.
Yeah, hold on before we get to that. So 2 days. So out of 5 days, 2 days a week, right? Imagine 7-year-old and the 8-year-old. We'd come from school, we'd eat, take a shower, probably had like 30 minutes of TV, right?
Right.
And then we'd be getting dressed, going to a meeting. It took us what 45 minutes to get there.
Yeah,
Meetings
because
2 hours,
Clark.
45 minutes to get back. By the time we get home, it's time for bed.
And it's
that
like
was all
11
it took.
o'clock. It's like 11 o'clock at
So
night.
3 days a week for 2 hours a day, we'd be in the Kingdom Hall, like just there, right? And then at least 2 days a week, we'd be in field service, knocking on doors and shit. Like,
And especially on Saturdays.
Do you know the truth?
really, I mean, and it all boils down to Jehovah's Witnesses like being nice, nasty. Like, it's just like, oh, we know we right, but do you know?
Correct.
When in reality, like, we know we all sin. We're all
correct.
born into sin. How is your sin any different than mine? You know?
Listen, some of them know the truth and just like, if I get out, I'm losing everybody I grew up with. What's step 2?
You gotta comment.
What's-
Be active, like participate.
Be active. Right.
Yeah. So
Participate.
what was that part of the See, because it's been 11 years for me.
11.
10 years since I've been
Oh,
disfellowshipped.
it showed. Oh my God.
I've been disfellowshipped for 10 years.
You've been a fiddle for years.
10 years I've been out here
is
just. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm just.
See, that's why he the bad influence.
Listen,
we gonna get
this
to that
video
too.
wasn't even my idea. You better not edit this out. Nah. I had editing rights. Everybody heard me ask for that. This was the reason.
Okay,
It's sitting
right.
there now. Let's go.
Either way.
Huh.
But, you know, you gotta participate, be active. And see, I don't know if rather to put that in a category of its own or to just, you know, throw in field service, because they push that on you just as much as they push you participating all the time, constantly. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's either way, they were
I think
both
that'd be
hectic.
in the same category.
And you know
like
what?
Participation.
And I'm not gonna say
Right.
it was all bad, because sometimes in those meetings, like especially when we got like special visitors and stuff who actually gave talks and like
Stuff you can relate to.
See-
yeah,
Field
like
visit.
young people doing it. You know what I'm saying? And when you're like, because we like 9, 10, 11, like we still in this like full mode. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like obviously, like because we're going to school and like participating in things of that nature, like we're getting a taste of both worlds, but really both of our feet is like still implanted in this. So obviously we're in it like long haul. We're participating, making comments, like everything our parents would do. Like we'd be home studying, like preparing, like what our comment would be if we got picked when we raised our hand to make that comment.
So we really
It was study
didn't
time.
have any free time. We never really did.
Y'all got to do stuff. I didn't
Who-
like.
wait,
y'all
that
did
is-
soccer.
but just like
Yeah,
just like I tell everybody, like we did all that stuff up north. That's cool. But when we came down here, like
y'all didn't do soccer in high school.
Yeah, we did
Yeah,
soccer.
we
Yeah,
did.
but not we. You know how many games we missed
yeah,
because we had to go to the meetings. Like, bro,
The only time I did any
See,
we
my
missed so
senior
many
year.
opportunities.
was
I
when
know
I
for a
did after
fact.
school, like team up or what was the other one? Like extended day. That was
It's a-
it.
You just did that because you didn't want to be home.
Yeah,
You didn't want to be
correct.
bothered by them. You didn't. You. By the time you get home, guess what? It's about time to get ready. I'm eating dinner and I'm
time for
finna.
me, and
Right.
that's it. No nap, no nothing. Like, and then they get mad at you when you fall asleep. It's like
Dozing off
You know what I'm
and
saying?
shit.
Like you're the
Bitch,
only
get
kids.
out.
You're the only kids in here like falling
Like,
asleep.
come
Like
on.
what?
I remember when we was in Jersey, like, well, when we were in Jersey, I can remember there were a couple of kids around our age, and it's funny because our parents used to always compare us to them or try to like use them as a good example, and we knew what they were up to. You know what I'm saying? But like we never really wanted to say nothing. But it's like in the back of my mind,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right? It's like, okay, yeah,
And you know
If
what's
you
crazy?
only knew like what's going down, like you get what I'm saying?
Somebody snitched on me. But we'll get to that. That's
Oh,
a
yeah, I know
whole
about
nother
that.
story. You do? Because I'm still missing some dot. So we gonna need to talk about that.
Man, but
I'm
that's
just saying.
It's something else, man. It's
They're
something
just
else.
haters out here, man. Like, I don't know. Like, they can't have me, so you get mad at me. Look at that. Ride with what? Damn. Oh, you didn't think I knew? Yeah, I knew, man.
Step
Anyway,
3.
what's step 3?
Become an unbaptized publisher.
Yes.
What that means is you can go knock on people's door at 8 o'clock in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
asking them if they know the truth about Jehovah.
So an unbaptized publisher.
So you're practicing
Yeah.
to be the real thing, pretty much.
You're preaching the
So
news.
how often you do that dictates on how quickly you get baptized.
Right.
So if you're a participant like almost daily, then within like 6 months you're baptized. But if you're just like, I'll just go to the meetings, you know what I mean? You'll just stay a publisher, you know what I mean? They won't let you get baptized because it's not serious to you. So imagine before we got baptized, all the work we had to put in to actually get that title of being a Jehovah's Witness.
And before, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so before you become a baptized publisher, it kind of goes hand in hand with before you get baptized too. There's like a little green book, and there's questions in the back that you have to go through and answer correctly. So that
And you got to go
can-
through like 3 different elders, no? 3 different. So
I
there's
think I
3.
went through 2. It's
2?
Yeah.
Really?
It's 2.
To become to get a publisher. Oh, see, that's been so long for me.
2 years. I mean, damn, 2 years. 2 people.
I remember when to get baptized, it was like a 3 parts in that green book. I went through
Yeah,
3
to get
different
baptized
elders.
is like
That's what I'm saying.
What's that book
Part.
called?
we
really gotta look
I
that
forgot
up.
the name of it, but
organized,
said, I try to
organized to
forget
do
that.
God's will.
Look
Yeah,
at you.
it's
You
only
still
been 2
remember?
years for me.
She-
Oh, so
Like
she's
2
newly
years
out,
for her, like,
newly kicked out.
like since I've been
member
back.
of the club right here. Again, this was not my idea, but
was-
since we're here, let's talk about it. You know.
Which I keep that thing.
Oh shoot. Anyways, so that's the last part, right? And then you
Yeah.
actually get to baptism.
Get duped
So the baptism happens
at
at
an assembly or a convention.
what's an assembly or a convention. Depending on how many days we're going for, bro, like I can tolerate it, but the 3
So
days.
assemblies and conventions, like everybody within a certain area comes together, like all the congregations, it's like X amount of congregations within that circuit or region that come together, and they have guest speakers and video presentations. They have a drama. The drama used to be my favorite part, y'all.
Yep, that was the most interesting.
I always
And
wanted
it
to
was
be
on
in
Sunday. It was on a Sunday. They
I
made
always
you wait
wanted
till
to
the
be in
last
one.
day. That's what, like, that was the teaser.
No, but the
like,
2 days convention, the 3 day now, they do Saturday and Sunday.
the same play.
The
though.
drama?
Yeah, it's like a 2-part.
It's a 2-part.
It's 2 parts. Oh, okay.
I didn't
I thought it was the same play. Like, okay, tell me something. But that's how I remember it back in 2015.
Is it a 2-part
2015?
or is it 2 different ones? I think it is a 2-part.
That's how I remember it.
Again, it's been.
It's been a long time for him. Like it was a while for me, but then I
So
decided to go back, and it's a long
all right.
story.
So
but-
once you're a Jehovah's Witness, that's when all hell breaks loose for you, pretty much.
Especially
you're
as a
like,
like
and a teenager.
Listen, like you cannot be like going through puberty, like and be baptized as a Jehovah's Witness. Like it's impossible. Like the rules that they have set, like masturbation is a sin. Like I could have technically been like disfellowship for that. Like you don't think I jacked my shit off?
Watching pornography is a
It's
sin.
a sin.
I have a
could've
friend
been
who got
disfellowship.
disfellowship
And
for watching porn.
When
y'all.
being disfellowship, understand
watch
like
porn,
people
though.
you grow up with like can no longer talk to you.
Right. Once you're
Like,
this
get
fellowship.
cut off. Like, people I
As
grew up
long
with
as
to
they're
this day,
active.
I don't know what's up with them. As long as they're a Jehovah's Witness, quote unquote, like, there's no communication.
So, speaking of disfellowshipped, what that means, because you're probably going to hear this term a lot. So, being disfellowshipped means you are no longer one of Jehovah's Witnesses. So, how it happens is basically the elders get wind of something, or you go and confess
Somebody
to
snitch
them.
on
As
you.
long as you were
Basically.
baptized, because
Yes.
that's the only way you're considered a Jehovah's Witness, is if
Correct.
you're baptized.
So you're baptized and something happens, you sin some way, somehow, which, I mean, we sin every single day that we wake up.
Correct.
But
You own up to it.
right. So you go and you see the elders, and it's a judicial
You want
committee.
help. You're seeking help.
Right. It's a judicial committee. Basically, you're going before the judge,
Right.
and there's three
The
elders.
judge of
Right.
Old
There's
people.
three
There's 3 old men.
There's three elders.
There's 3 old men.
And you basically
All 3 from different backgrounds.
you basically talk to them about what happened, and then they basically decide, okay, you can stay, or okay, you're not part of this organization anymore, and then you get this fellowship, and you basically have to like beg your way back in.
Right. And 9 times out of 10, you'll get this fellowship. And like she
Correct.
said, you pretty much have to beg your way back in.
Anything
It's
you
not
can
what's
think
up.
about doing outside, like anything that y'all consider normal, with, like
Right.
going to the club,
Drinking.
Like
partying too much, like
waking up with a hangover.
kissing somebody. Like,
You had too much to drink. You were
Yeah, too much to
those
drink.
things are sins. Sex before marriage. Oh my God.
Fornication.
Fornication.
That's why.
That's what happened to all
That's
three of them.
what?
Hey, listen.
What?
You had it, bro. And listen,
Get the
that's
fuck
why.
out of here.
That's why my parents, like to this day, feel like my brother and sister followed in my footsteps.
Yeah, because
So let's clear this up in the
First one,
video.
yeah.
Were y'all
Yeah.
following in my
Of
footsteps?
course not.
Oh, okay.
Like, nigga, I was doing my own thing. What the fuck you
Okay.
mean? Shit. I said shit.
But to this day, it's on me. Like, I was the reason they all got this fellowship. But honestly, like when I was up north, like I really considered about like the options. Like if I stayed in the truth,
And I feel like if we never
I-
made that move down here, though, and we're up north, a nigga be fucking either dead or in jail, or
Fact.
probably a fucking
fact,
big ass dope boy.
fact.
That's the only 3 options in
When I
Trent.
moved down here, I knew like this thing wasn't for me. I was 15 when we moved here. Yeah, because
Oh,
I
you
was
was a
in
sophomore.
I was
You
a
was
sophomore.
14 going into 15, I guess. I was 13 going into 14.
And
I was 8.
I knew like soon as I turned 18, I was going to dip, and it had nothing to do with my parents. And that's another thing. Like if you're in the house and you fuck up, your parents get penalized. for those
Right.
shit.
So it's
So
like
I
you
had to
fucked
plan
up.
That shit. Like
You got to
so
make sure they don't find you. You're not trying to keep it a secret because you don't want them to know.
You just don't want them to get in
You
trouble.
don't want them to get in
Right.
trouble. So you're like, shit, now I got to cover both our asses or all 3 our asses.
That was
Like, you
stress.
know what I'm
So
saying?
I was like, soon as I turned 18, I'm not trying to fuck what they, because they really like it. In their mind, like this is what it is.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Truth be told, like, you know, I grew up that way, and I was 18? No, I lied. I was 20. I was 20 years old when I got this fellowship, and even after I got this fellowship, I was still trying to go back. Like my best friends, like I grew up with them, like told all my secrets too, except for when I was hunching. But you know, my best friends, and I had people that I called mom and dad. Like that's all I ever knew. I wasn't allowed to. I mean, I secretly made friends at school, but I wasn't allowed to go over to my school friends' houses and
Have
go hang out.
sleepovers,
Yeah, go
slumber
have
parties.
sleepovers, hang out with them. It was just
Hell
at
nah.
school, and I
Yeah.
didn't get a phone until I was 11th grade, 12th grade. So my friends, like my witness friends, were literally all I knew. And even like to this day, sometimes I get a little depressed. Like, dang, like what if I would have went back? Like I would still have my friends. I would still have things to do and people to hang out with. But I got my brothers. So
Face. It took you 8 years to come to me. I'm just playing.
No, but I mean, but on the real though, you did have more people around your age range though.
I did.
That you could relate to. Like
Some of us that graduated my
we
year.
were surrounded
it was
by
just us and like another
everybody,
like two other people.
So when we was like 8, 9, like the closest age to us was like 16, 17. No niggas ain't trying to fuck with a
they high school,
like
you know what I'm saying?
Y'all little niggas.
They high school, like come on,
looking
bro.
back, like ain't nobody to hang with. So when I
nobody.
moved down here, and I felt the love, y'all, like Southern women, the attention. I was like, yeah, I can't be no witness, not like this. And sure enough,
Yeah, I was a dork, so I didn't get
4
that
years
attention.
later.
I ain't give a damn neither. Shit.
4 years later, I was like, I'm out this house. So I left home. So after I left home, it was like, what, 4 months? I was disfellowshipped. Like,
So this is your disfellowship story. Tell us what happened.
so remember that first party we threw? It was our birthday party.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And,
how could I forget?
and there was a certain picture that was taken there, and I posted it on Facebook. My page was private that time, right?
Who found that shit?
It was
Tell.
it was a young lady in the Kingdom Hall who I found out later had a crush on me. Of course, I knew
Was she
she
light
liked me.
skinned?
I can't confirm nor deny that because
I
I'm
believe
past
it.
that. Anyways.
Correct.
I think so.
Ding,
Ding, ding, ding.
Anyways.
I think so.
I guess when she saw that picture, it pissed her off. And when I got called into that meeting, I know that was the first piece of evidence presented to me was that picture that was posted on Facebook. Like, well, y'all not friends with me on here,
Open the manila folder.
So how did y'all get this picture?
Motherfucker.
And it later came, I found out that I have a source. Found out that a certain someone gave them that picture, and that's how I got disfellowship because the picture was provocative. I'm just gonna say that. Like, it was a pretty provocative picture. So when they asked me, was I like sexually active, I told them yeah, and that was the end of that.
And then
There she wrote.
got the boot.
My story is pretty damn simple. I think I remember trying to rebuild a relationship with my parents because I was already gone before getting this fellowship. I just stopped going to the meetings.
So you were inactive.
Inactive, yeah, right. I just stopped going to the meetings, and then I wanted to come back, but Pops wanted me to go back to the meetings and go talk to the elders. But I already knew, like, if I went to talk to the elders, I already knew what was up. Like, especially the elders we had, like, nigga finna get this fellowship, bro. We had a whole bunch of old heads. Like, hey, you get this fellowship for whatever. So I didn't even want to bother with it, but he just was, he insisted. He kept insisting, was very persistent on it. So I was just like, all right, whatever. And when I talked to others and just enough, guess what? Boom. This fellowship.
Well, guess it's my turn.
It's simple.
So y'all, I had an ex. Lord, let's not
But I
get
mean,
into that.
I did mention that I was, they asked, obviously, like, what have I been doing the whole time I was being inactive? And, I told them, yeah, I had been going to nightclubs, I've been going to bars, strip clubs, and stuff like that. And they asked me how many girls I had sex with. I told them only 3. And on damn well, it was like 23.
I would never, ever, ever put my body count out there. Ever.
But
Stop! Is it my turn now?
I guess
Oh,
so.
okay.
I don't even think I want to hear it, but let's hear it.
Anyway, I had an ex, and we were like, I guess,
Y'all was doing
according to the Jehovah's Witness publication,
Right.
Young People Ask, we were dating
Right.
for, I don't know, 2-3 years, whatever.
Secretly, though, right?
Secretly.
Was with this.
Anyways, oh, you can put it like on a water bottle right here. So anyways, we were dating, and when I turned 18, we started hunching because he was older. He was like 3 years old, 2.5, 3 years older than me. So we started hunching, and then somehow, this man got a guilty conscience and said, "We have to go tell."
Oh my God!
You
damn.
wanted to tell too.
No, I didn't, because I didn't want to get in
You
trouble.
already knew what was up,
I already knew what was up.
and Poppy was already an elder.
But get this, y'all. Plot twist.
She done lied so many times. We done had to get her out of so much shit.
They did.
But hey, you ain't got no choice but to lie as a Jehovah's Witness.
But listen, plot twist. So, he was a ministerial servant.
No.
They don't know all the names.
Sorry, y'all. So, a ministerial servant, I don't know, like, church terms, because that's the easiest way that I can compare. So, okay, a ministerial servant is sort of like a deacon, and then your pastors are, your elders are basically like pastors, so to speak, I guess. I was a pioneer, which basically meant I had to give X amount of hours of field service time per month. I was a regular pioneer, so I had to give 70 hours.
So you had to clock in, like, you got to work. She got to knock on doors 40 hours a month. Or
70 hours.
50 hours a month.
But
But 70 hours.
70
like,
hours
There was
a month.
levels to how many hours. And
You go
the
knocking
more
on
you go
people's
knocking on
door.
doors, the higher you were praised in the kingdom hall. The higher. And she was
A regular pioneer. So 70 hours. So I was like,
clocking the
I don't think we ever did that. We
I
did the
can't
auxiliary
do
one.
that.
Yeah,
50 hours.
auxiliary.
But we were doing this at like
Tell
12,
the
13.
truth. Tell the truth. You never faked. You never lied on your slip.
Man, what?
who, me?
When I got older,
So you really went out
I
there?
was
for,
really out there.
Shit.
Like, I had people around my age. I remember I got a car at 18.
Nah,
when I got
was
older,
knocking-
like
I was like,
I got a car at 18.
You was really knocking
I was
on
really
this
out there, y'all.
listen. When I turned 16 and got my Buick LeSabre.
The one that you crashed.
Listen, let's not look. When I got that Buick LeSabre and I got that first job,
I'm good, baby. It's fine right here.
I was out of there. I had to work every day, y'all. My mama would be like, "Where you going?" I'm
Going to work, and I follow his suit.
Going to work.
I ain't gonna lie. I guess I did follow his suit. So
Bro,
I
why would you
see.
say that on the video?
I seen what the nigga damn routine was. I'm like, shit, I'm finna finesse the fuck out this bit. But one thing I'm gonna tell you though, like, I was pretty damn slick with my shit. Like, I was real low key
Skyler, no.
with what I would do.
So was I. Like,
Whoa. Okay, honestly, y'all, I got slick with it when I started hunching. And
are you
realized
really
what I was
comfortable,
missing.
like talking about this shit? For
Why
real?
not?
Why not? Right, this is my truth. This is our truth, y'all.
I see.
Just see, you know how you put your foot in the water in the pool?
Give me that water.
I tested the waters, and one day I was going to school, one day I was going to work. This is how I got caught. Well, I didn't get caught like what I was doing, but I got caught that I was lying. One day I said I was going to work early. I had this little job that I worked for 3 hours, like 3 days out of the week or something like that. And one day I said, "Oh, I'm going to work early." I never go to work early. Even to this day, if you know me now, like, I will clock in for the time that you need me at that job. I'm not doing no more than what I need to do. So I said I was going to work early. Y'all, my daddy drove by my job and my car went in there and he blew my phone up and I was getting my
How you?
My dog.
crazy because he came. Remember when he came here? He came to Jacksonville to see me and everything after we got this fellowship. So anyways, y'all, so he went and saved
I
me.
never met, bro.
You didn't. I wanted you to meet him.
I never met, bro.
So he said he was
the-
feeling guilty and all this other stuff.
Lame as shit. Lame as nigga. She could lose her virginity too, man. Swear to God.
I mean, that
Anyway,
usually
that's just
happens.
my
What was
opinion.
about your feelings too? They name?
Actually, yeah, she was. I ain't gonna lie. But I was also like 14.
Damn.
No, we ain't editing that out.
Don't cut that shit.
Oh, run that
Leave
shit
it just
back,
how it
Tom.
is. Leave it just how it is.
Oh,
Your ass should have been disfellowship.
Right.
Yeah, should have been this fellowship, right?
So yeah.
Listen, that all that went
So
into play.
basically, ex felt guilty. We went to the elders, and it was like, nah, sis, you gotta bounce. So, but honestly, I'm not gonna lie. After I got this fellowship, I wanted to go back because I was like, listen, this not having friends
That-
thing
to me,
ain't for me. Y'all
Jehovah's
have
Witness is a
friends.
cult, man. That's
Y'all
like
have
the
friends.
easiest way to put that. Like, it's
To me, it
a
was
cult.
more like a family thing. Like, I'm like, God damn, bro.
Correct,
Now I got
that
kids too, and like,
Y'all, we got kicked out of our
Damn.
house. Like, we couldn't live in our house.
right.
It
I didn't
was-
get kicked out. I left. I moved out.
got
I had a
kicked out.
job. I got my own apartment.
Well, I mean,
I
what-
laid my
and
shit
then you,
out.
and
I
then
went
you
and
got
lived with him.
disfellowship.
I went and lived with
Right.
him. Well, I lived with him first.
And
But
then
you
she
could
left.
never go live with their ass
Then I
again.
lived with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's cool, bro.
Technically, he's the only one. If he was like in a bind and absolutely needed somewhere to stay and we weren't available, he is the only one that could go live with our parents because he got reinstated. Which means basically, like we said, you go back and you have to write a letter after you get this fellowship stating that, okay, this is what I did wrong. I want to come back. Y'all, I wrote this letter twice. I was desperate to come back. Okay, I wanted.
Who sits there and be like, Jehovah's Witnesses, please take me back. I'm not doing all that.
It
When
ain't
I
that
left
bad.
at
I don't know what you
18,
talking
I
about. It
said,
ain't that
"Fuck
bad.
What? To me, that shit was hell to me, bro. When
It ain't that
I
bad.
turned 18 and left home, I never looked back.
Here's
Like,
what
I
did
love
it
my
for me.
parents, I love them all, but
Y'all, honestly,
I'm not doing that.
like I said, this is my truth. This is about to be the first time y'all hear this. I love y'all. Please don't judge me.
Right.
Okay? Y'all not gonna judge me, right? You got promise, pinky promise. Where's your
I'm
pinky?
judging, sis.
Where's your pinky?
Can't
I'm
judge,
just
dog.
playing.
We triplets. Y'all can't judge. So this is
Right.
what did it for me. Oh my God, don't get emotional. Don't cry, sis. Okay. So, y'all, I'm nervous. My heart beating. Look at her face. I got pregnant.
No.
And I had a miscarriage. And
you never told
they
me
said that I got an abortion. And that's what did it for me. Like, it was floating around that sis went and got an abortion. And that never happened. Y'all, this about to be the first time my parents hear this if they watch this. Other people, because I know people be stalking my
this.
page.
You see my face?
I'm sorry, guys.
Speak your truth, sis.
I'm sorry, like, that's something that I hold, like,
It is what it is.
that's something
I'm
I
just
hold
saying.
because
I'm
it's
just
like,
shot this shit.
And that's sad that you
Well,
gotta
no.
hold that.
right.
Yeah.
Because you should be able
Well,
to
that's what
feel
it was.
that.
And
emotional.
after
Like,
all
I'm
that,
tearing up.
and after all that, you still wanted to go
I
back.
still did. Like, it's just
Hell
the fact
no,
that, you
man.
know, like I said, like, I didn't have friends like them. Like, you know, it was just legit like my parents and I, and
But no
Yeah.
cap though. On the real, like, you know, yeah. Overall, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. But
not
like,
recommend.
I have,
Ghetto.
you know,
Yeah,
with
it's just
with
Do not
with all the
recommend.
steps that you have to go through to be considered Jehovah's Witness, like, you know, being active and participating in the meetings and stuff like that.
Woo!
look.
And so it's just like, you know, nah, this is perfect though.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, we learned how to read. You know, we learned how to have a conversation with other people. You know, we were very, you know, we're all just people person. We're far from shy. You get what I'm saying? We're
Yeah.
far from shy. We can hold on to conversation. We
Yeah, pretty much. Right?
like, you know, the English language might be our second language, but it's like, bro, like we're excellent in the English language.
Which I would say, like, that's honestly one of the things that made me the woman that I am today. Like, I'm a go-getter. Like, I'm very focused. Like, y'all, I'm 22 years old, just turned 22.
Like, it took me a minute to actually like accept this from you. Like, for the longest time, I just was just like, that's my baby sister. Like, she can't do no wrong. You know what I mean?
Nah,
In
I
my
was down
eyes.
with it.
And the first time, she like disappointed me. Like,
I was down with it.
the first time she disappointed me was when I got that phone call about that car crash in fucking Orlando.
Oh, nah,
bro.
I ain't gonna lie though.
I was like, what the fuck is this girl doing? Like, you wildin'. After that, I was like, man.
I had
Honestly, bro,
punching
the thing I was like, man, honestly, y'all hoes the same. Like, that was my thought process. I was like, what is wrong with you? Like,
y'all, I
listen,
drove all the
let me
way
tell
to
you-
Orlando.
for some motherfucking a scrub. That's some scrub ass shit. And then what was the excuse you gave?
I was
Papa
going
when you
for a
said,
drive.
Damn sure did.
Bruh, how
And
the
your
fuck you
brother
going
had
for a
just
drive
left
all
Orlando.
the
I
way
just
to
left
fucking
Orlando.
Y'all, I had to stay at the hospital
I
waiting on him to come pick
I
me up.
just left Orlando and now I'm in Daytona. So I gotta turn back around. I'm like, oh
Damn,
fuck!
was
I
coming
just got
from
done
somewhere.
working.
I
I'm
wasn't
like,
even,
oh
I wasn't even in the city.
I don't know where.
No, you know what?
I think you
Yeah.
was in Yulee.
Yeah, I was working out there in what's that? Going west on 10. Not Gainesville.
You went to Yulee, didn't
Lake
you?
City.
Oh.
I was working in Lake City when I got that car, and I was on my way back from work. And like, what the fuck you want me to do? Like, she in a car accident. That's her. She need to figure that shit out.
I had to go
That's
save
when
her.
I
That's
knew
when I
like,
called
You
him.
gonna drive 2 hours?
You call the
I had to go
oldest
save
first.
her.
The oldest gonna yell at you like he your daddy.
And
then
shit, that's
the
how it was. Like
second
I said,
oldest-
she couldn't do no wrong in my eyes, bro. But over the past couple years, I was just like, shit, she grown. She gonna hopefully make the best decisions for her. And for the most part, she has. But like the choices and niggas that she have, it's just like, man, you should.
At
I'm like,
all.
for what you doing, you know what I'm saying? But that ain't my business. Just don't bring them niggas around me. That's just how I feel about that shit.
True player for real. I'm a nigga
You
for
do
real.
your thing. Them niggas just ain't what it is for y'all, for real. Nah, it ain't even that, said. Like, they ain't gotta be Haitian, bro. But that shit just,
They gotta be about
her
that.
choices ain't what it is for me.
Yeah,
But I ain't
she
speaking
got
on that shit. It ain't my business.
She don't make good choices with them niggas. But hey, it is what it is.
22, give us just a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
how
her life. She gonna have to
22.
figure it out. Like,
She's 22.
Hot girls summer.
Ain't no hot girl summer.
All right, you guys. So let's just go ahead and give a big round of applause to our. What did I
because
say?
this was the best guest she had on her show.
First of all,
We were the best
I
guest she
am
had on
the
her show.
favorite. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, click on the bell so you don't miss when we upload new videos. Happy Juneteenth, everybody!
Hey, let's
We
go.
with
You
y'all.
just covered up my whole face, dog.
Yeah,
Oh,
do
my
it again.
fault.
For all that nasty stuff you was just talking. That's my get back.
Right, I was speaking my truth.
See, you acting like one of them.
I
dog.
was talking about what I was doing when
She
I was
keeping it
grown,
real, you gonna
that you was
criticize.
doing at 14.
You know I can't even be mad at you. Like, runs in the family, I guess. I just thought it would pass you. Get your lips off me.
She ain't say nothing about sucking on pee or none of that.
I did, correct. Anyways, you guys, thanks for tuning
better
in.
not
I will
keep
catch
all that
y'all
shit
on my
to
next
yourself.
live. Y'all will see
Deuces.
these familiar
Oh,
faces
we out
again.
to your channel. Yeah.
Bye guys. Love you guys.